Good morning, I'm Sunetra Choudhury, political editor of the Hindustan Times, bringing you all that you need to know about COVID-19 on Tuesday, the 13th of October. We have good news and bad news. First, the good news, which is that in the last 24 hours, we've seen 54,000 new cases and 708 deaths. Now, both these figures show that we are seeing the lowest number of figures since July and August. In fact, the lowest number of cases when it comes to the overall number of cases since August, and the lowest number of deaths since July. Now, this is despite the fact that on Sundays, traditionally there is lower testing than other days. However, it is keeping in with trends that show that previous hotspots, places like Delhi, Maharashtra, Assam, are now reporting lower number of cases, and the states with maximum number of cases are newer areas, which is Chhattisgarh, Kerala, Himachal Pradesh, and Uttarakhand. So that seems to be the brighter aspect, that overall nationally we are seeing numbers going down. The bad news is that Johnson & Johnson, which had started the third phase of trials with 60,000 participants just last month, has now announced that they've paused it after one participant fell ill with unexplained illness. Now, they are saying that there is a difference between a clinical hold, which this is not, and a pause, and they can't share any more information at the moment now because of the privacy of the participant. However, it can be recalled that AstraZeneca, the Oxford vaccine, also saw a pause for a while, but now that has been restarted as well. So some bad news coming in when it comes to one of the leading candidates of vaccine, that's Johnson & Johnson, announcing that they've paused their trial after one participant fell ill. Now, the other worrying piece of news is one that has come out from a biological lab that's in Australia, which says that the SARS-CoV-2 virus may survive up to weeks, in fact, almost a month, in 20 degrees Celsius, which is bad news when we think of winter that's coming. They're saying in surfaces like mobile phones or plastic money, that's where it can survive. Now, with a drop in just 6 degrees of temperature, the chances of it surviving go up by 10-fold, and in 40 degrees Celsius, it only survives for about a day. But what it also highlights is that the maximum amount of transfer or infection may be from person to person, but there are still risks from surfaces, especially in areas like ATM machines or kiosks at airports. So that's what we have to be very careful about, as this new studies show. Now, while we may be marking the fact that numbers have gone down across the country, but as an instance of just how it can go back up is in England. Prime Minister Boris Johnson has now announced that there will be 3-tiered level restrictions back in the country. The highest level of restriction in Liverpool, which has seen cases going up. In places like Liverpool, all pubs and gyms have been closed. And in places which has the lowest level of restriction, there is a curfew time of 10 p.m. for pubs and restaurants, and also no more than 6 people can meet at one time. UK has been seeing 13,000 new cases every day, which is much higher than the highs that we're seeing in March and in April. And finally, China, which has been playing it safe, has ordered mass testing in Qingdao. This is after on Sunday they saw 6 confirmed cases and 6 asymptomatic cases. This mass testing of all its residents, over 9 million people, will be conducted over 5 days. So China going by the fact that the best way to tackle coronavirus cases is by contact tracing and testing. Well, those are the news updates for now. Keep tracking them on hindustantimes.com.